Hey everybody, welcome back. Here with Muse Paint Bar to teach you how to paint a very simplistic lemon painting. Now I'm going to go over our materials very quickly. I'm going to be starting off with a 8x10 canvas panel. These are going to be my paint colors for this painting. I have yellow, a little bit of orange, but red also works. Nice lighter blue, a green, and some white. I have a water can, which I keep my brushes in. If you don't have all of these types of brushes, I recommend at least 3 types of brushes: a square flat brush, a pointy brush that's a little bit smaller, and a medium brush that's kind of something in between. I also recommend grabbing some paper towels and either some paper plates or cardboard or something to mix up your colors on. All right, it's time to get started. First thing we're going to do is mix up our background color. I'm going to grab a nice medium brush. I don't need too much of this paint, so I'm not going to use a big brush. I'm going to be mixing up a nice light blue with a scoop of white and a tiny touch of my blue. Now this blue is a little bit more on the teal side, so I'm going to be adding a touch of this green into it. Maybe a little bit more white. Play with this color, get something that you like. Now feel free to change anything that you want in this painting. You can make it your own. All right, once you have this color mixed up, you are going to be switching over to a small pointy brush. And we are going to be drawing out where our lemons are going to be. So pointy brush, make sure you swirl it in the paint, do a little twirl. My first lemon is going to be up here in the top right corner. I would say about halfway across your canvas at the top, and then maybe 1/3 of the way down, maybe 1/4 of the way down on the right side. And then you're going to draw a nice little smiley face. My next lemon is going to be on the left edge. I'm going to go down my canvas maybe about 3-4 inches or so, and then do the same thing from the bottom, go up about 3 or 4 inches. And then we're going to draw a backwards C shape. My last lemon is going to be in the bottom right corner. I'm going to start a little bit to the left of middle on the bottom, and about center, maybe a little bit above center, on the right edge. Now we're going to be making a rainbow shape. Once you have your lemons drawn out, we are going to go ahead and fill in all of this space right here. I am going to switch to a nice medium brush to do that part and fill it in. All right, next up, we're going to be mixing up the base color for our lemons. So I'm going to get a clean medium brush, or you can use your big square brush. And we're going to start off by taking a small scoop of white, one big heaping scoop of your yellow, and then a very small touch of your orange. If you don't have orange and you just have red, you want to use even less. Going for a nice sunset yellow. And then we're going to fill in all of these circles. Now just be very careful when you get close to that blue edge. You don't want to mix them in between or else you'll accidentally get some green. So I would say start in the center. That gives that blue some time to dry. Might do that for each of these. And then just going to go very slow and very careful along the edge and get as close as I can to that blue. All right, we got our background fully finished. Next up, if your blue paint is dry, you can move on to this next step. If it is not, you want to make sure your painting dries before you do so. But our next step is going to be the leaves that are going to be sitting behind our lemons. I'm going to move to a pointy brush, and we're going to be mixing up a nice lime green. Starting off with a scoop of white, then a scoop of yellow, and then a small touch of green. You want it to be pretty limey, so yellow and white are going to be your best friends to getting it to that hue that you need. All right, so for these leaves, we want to think of them as a teardrop shape, but just the pointy part of the teardrop. We're not going to do the round part because that's what's sitting behind our lemons. So I'm going to start with one right up here on this lemon on the left. I'm just going to start next to the lemon, bring it up into a point, kind of rounding out the side. Do the same thing to the other side. And I'll fill that in, being careful to not have it go into my lemon. I have another one down here. You want to start from the point of your leaf, that's okay too. Just want to make sure you come out and down to touch the lemon edge. Another one here in the middle. And then I have another one that is connecting to that. Now feel free to put as many or as few of these leaves as you like. I'm going to stop there, and we're going to be moving on to get all the detail inside of our lemons. I'm still going to use my pointy brush. Get it nice and clean, and I want you to add a nice big heaping scoop of white into that yellow paint we had before. I want you to make a pale version of the color that we used for our lemons. Something like a banana cream color. Now we're basically going to be turning these lemons into wheels. I'm going to demonstrate in the largest one down here in the bottom right corner. So I want my wheel to start somewhere in the middle, down at the bottom, and end just shy of the top of our lemon over here on the right side. We're going to draw a nice C shape. And then you want to pinpoint where all of your lines in your wheel are going to end. So for me, it's going to be right about here. A little bit lower than halfway up the edge of this lemon. Then from there, I'm going to start on the outside of the wheel and draw lines going straight into that point. And the last step for this wheel, we're going to round out these corner edges. So I just want to do these little loops on the edge. All right, we're gonna do almost the same thing to the other two. So these ones are gonna be a little bit easier. All you're gonna have to do is go close to the edge all the way around, mimicking that same shape of your lemon. Pinpointing your center. Drawing your lines going towards that center. And then rounding out those edges. All right, next step, we're going to be adding a little bit of definition to our leaves with a darker green. We're going to be using a small pointy brush, and we're going to use basically just green and yellow without any white. Now you can always add a white if you would like. You want it to be a little bit lighter. And we are simply just going to draw a line down the center of our leaves. Feel free to round out that line if you want. Doesn't need to be perfectly straight. And the last and final step is going to be all the small white highlights in our lemons. Still using that pointy brush, but making sure it's nice and clean. Getting some pure white paint. Now on these two lemons down here, the ones at the bottom, we're just going to use that white paint to make a thinner line of white along this outside part of the wheel. And on this top lemon, we're going to add just a small white dot where all those lines connect in the center of your wheel. Now that is all of my instructions for creating your very simple lemon painting, and I hope you enjoyed it. We would love to see how your paintings turn out. If you want to show us a photo, you can feel free to drop them in the comments below or post them on social media and tag us at Muse Paint Bar. Of course, don't forget to sign your painting when you're done so everyone knows who did it, right? Be proud of your artwork. If you did enjoy this tutorial and would like to see more from our page, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys again next time.